for us. So here's what we're saying today. I am not a superhero. Listen, I know that we're great. I know that we feel like sometimes we can leap across tall mountains and we can scale the low valleys, but we have to be honest. Some of the reason that we're worn out, some of the reason that we're discouraged, some of the reason that we fall into depression, some of the reason that we get into despair is because we think more highly of ourselves than we ought. And we have to announce to ourselves, I am not a superhero. Again, that is not a bad thing. This is a reality check, because a lot of times we are not able to put our lives into perspective. But you've got to say that. Thank you guys that are typing it in. I am not a superhero, because I want to talk about today what happens when you try to save everybody. Now, listen, I get it. There is just something about being able to do something for somebody that they can't do for themselves. And listen, I want to take a moment. If you guys know somebody that's always been a superhero for everybody else, can you do me a favor? Tag them or share this broadcast. Get them on this broadcast, because there are so many of us that suffer from the superhero mentality. So I want you to share this segment. I want you to tag some people that you know suffer from dealing with being a superhero. That's right, Cynthia, especially when it comes to our children. Hey, Kathy, but you've got to make this announcement. And it's not a bad thing, but it's a perspective thing, because we've got to get real about what our role is in our lives and in the lives of other people. So type that in the comments. Hey, Tracy, I am not a superhero. Listen, I know it's a good feeling to come in and save the day. I know that it's commendable that we like to roll in there and fix everything for everybody and be that strong shoulder and come through when nobody else will come through. But listen to me. Sometimes there is a sacrifice before, when you think about that superhero mentality. We've got to be honest with ourselves and say, wait a minute. Hey, Esther, I am not a superhero. Now listen, it's commendable to try to save people. It is commendable to try to do things for people. It is commendable and even needed that we want to help people, that we want to come in and we want to give people our best. We want to try to do for them, especially when we think that they're in a hard place. I get it. We have a hard time seeing people hurt. We have a hard time when we see people in trouble. We have a hard time when we see people that are struggling. We have a hard time when we see people being in distress. I'm telling you, we want to put on our cape and we want to slap that S on our chest and we want to go to the rescue. It is what we want to do. But can I tell you where we mess up? Instead of supporting them, we try to save them. I'm telling you one more time, if you hadn't typed it already, type it in the comments. I am not a superhero. And every now and again, we have to give ourselves a reality check. I am not a superhero. Yes, we want to help people. Yes, we should offer our support when we can. But I want you to understand that there is a difference between supporting people and saving them. And a lot of times what gets us in trouble is that we get out there trying to save everybody when we should be offering our support. And so what we want to do is we don't want to just put the S on our chest. A lot of us keep the S on our chest and we dress it up behind our clothes. But at any moment, we feel like we have to be able to jump into superhero mode. We tell ourselves, well, I'm the only person that can do it. We tell ourselves, well, if I don't help, nobody will be able to help. But the reality of the matter is, everybody has a plan B. Can you type that in the comments? Don't let folks fool you. Everybody has a plan B. And I say this a lot. The very reason that they keep coming to you is because you never say no. You always say yes. But if I can help you today, everybody has a plan B. I can guarantee, if you ever said that magic word that will really make you feel like a superhero, that no, I guarantee you they will find something else to do. My cousin Nene is on. Hey, Kavisa, thank you guys for joining in. Everybody has a plan B. Don't fool yourself. A lot of the reason why we try to make ourselves be superheroes is because we think we're the only option. But you better remind yourself, everybody has a plan B. I can guarantee you, Chris said, I'm dropping the mic in the midweek plug-in. Everybody has a plan B. As a matter of fact, I can guarantee even you. Yes, there are people that you depend on. Yes, there are people that you look for to support you. But I bet you if they ever said no, you've got a plan B. Somewhere in that left back pocket, you have another plan, something else that you're able to do so that you don't get stuck, so that you don't get caught. I can guarantee you Everybody has a plan B. So we're in superhero mode. Sherry McFadder is in the house. Hey, Sherry. We go into superhero mode because we allow people to make us think that we are all that they have. We are the only option in the world that they have. But I guarantee you, if you shut that pocketbook, if you close that wallet, if you shut that door, if you don't answer that phone, if you don't try to make a way out of no way, you better hear me today. Everybody, regardless of what they make you think, has a plan B. So you better remind yourself, I am not a superhero. We've got to shift our mentality about it, because what we will do is we will put ourselves in the mode, instead of supporting people, we try to save them. We try to rescue them. We try to morph ourselves into something that is humanly impossible for us to do. And then do you know who feels the worst when we can't come through? It's not just the people that we couldn't help. It's us. We walk around feeling despondent. We walk around all just discombobulated. We walk around stressed out because we weren't able to be superheroes. Well, the truth of the matter is we never were superheroes. We decided to slap that S on our chest and make the S mean savior when it just should have meant support. Listen, support is limited. Can somebody type that in the comments? Support is limited. See, here's what happens, and this gets us in trouble a lot of times, and I'm just flowing today. I've just left my notes. A lot of times what happens with us is we get upset and disgruntled with people because we walk around thinking, well, they should have been there. Well, they should have did that. Well, I don't understand because I did that. Hear me, even with our best intentions, support is limited. We cannot always come through. We do not always have the resources. We will not always have the money. We will not always have the capacity. We will not always have the time to be everything to everybody, everywhere, all the time. So you have to remind yourself, this is a reality check in this midweek motivational moment. Listen, support is limited. And just like we can put unrealistic expectations on other people, expect them to make us happy, expect them to come through, expect them to support us, expect that they were going to be there. Listen, support is limited. Yeah, I get it. There are some people that are haters that are just not going to support us because they don't want to. But there are some well-intentioned people that have a lot on their plate and they are not always able to support us. Well, we have to take that same thing and internalize it and realize, listen, support is limited. I will not allow somebody to shift my mentality and make me feel like I've always got to be there, like I've always got to say yes, like I've always got to bail them out, like I've always got to give them money, like I've always got to direct them into the right thing, like I've always got to be their consciousness, like I've always got to be their savior. Hear me today. If you don't hear anything that I have said thus far, you got to remind yourself, I am not a superhero and support is limited. A lot of the reasons why we mess up is because we don't know how to set realistic boundaries for ourselves. What we do is we give everybody unlimited access. Somebody should type that in the comments. Stop giving unlimited access. And a lot of times the reason, see, superheroes, and I'm going to get to that in a minute, the real characteristics of a superhero, and I'm going to make my case that we are not superheroes. A lot of times we give people unlimited access to us. See, in the movies, when people want a superhero, it doesn't matter where they are. All they have to do is send out a signal. All they have to do is put something out there. Batman just needs to see that there is some kind of icon showing up in the sky that makes him know, listen, somebody needs me, and they get unlimited access to him. But can I tell you the truth today? Stop giving people unlimited access to you. You are not a superhero. A lot of the reasons why we don't have enough energy to take care of ourselves, to take care of our priorities, to take care of our family, to take care of our purpose is because we are too busy giving people unlimited access. Can I help you today and come right down your road? At some point, you ought to say, listen, after this time, I'm not answering my phone. You cannot call me. After this hour of the night, you don't get to text or call me because my phone is now in do not disturb mode. Stop giving people unlimited access to you. Do you know how you open the floodgates for people to treat you like the superhero that you are not? It's because you open yourself up and you become available to everybody all the time. Yeah, I do feel like I am dropping the mic today. Hear me. So what happens is we don't know how to set realistic boundaries for ourselves. We don't know how to tell people, listen, this isn't a good week for me, so I am not going to be able to do this. Listen, I have a deadline. There is something that I'm working on this month. So I know you're used to me jumping in and saving the day, but right now I've got to focus on something else. So I'm going to need you to take over. I'm going to need you to do this because right now I am at capacity. Right now, listen, it is okay to tell somebody I am at capacity. I cannot take on one more thing. I cannot give out one more dime. I cannot show up at one more event. I can't come through because I know I'm the fall guy. I know I'm the go-to chick. I know I'm the do it dude. But listen, I am at capacity. And sometimes the reason why we're in superhero mode is because we don't know how to say I am at capacity. I hope you guys are seeing people that need to be on this broadcast and hear this message. If you know somebody and you have not already, make sure that you hit that share button because you don't know who could be going by your page and they need to hear this message. Sometimes you've got to just look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm at capacity. So what I've got to do, because I recognize that I'm at capacity, let me stop giving people unlimited access to me because this time I can't do it. This time I don't have it. I can't make it this time. Listen, I know every time you get low on gas, you call me for a ride. I know every time your bills don't quite make it, you call me every single time. But good gracious, every month, every single time around this time, I know you're going to call me for money. I am at capacity. Somebody needs to just type that in because the truth of the matter is we don't know how to admit that to ourselves. And if we can't admit it to ourselves, I know doggone well we can't tell anybody else. So sometimes we just have to tell the truth to ourselves. You know what? I am at capacity. I have my kids. I have my man. I have my job. I have my career. I have my vision that I'm working on. I have this organization that I'm trying to launch. I am at capacity. I hope I'm helping you guys in this midweek motivational moment. This is how we get empowered. You guys know my saying, you can't fix what you won't face. And a lot of times we wonder why we aren't fixing things, why these issues and these situations aren't getting any better. Well, it's because it's time to speak up. We haven't spoken up. We just keep doing and doing and going and being when the truth is I am at capacity. It does not make you any less of a woman, any less of a man because you are at capacity. It is okay to admit to yourself, listen, let me speak up. I am at capacity. Baby, I won't be able to do it this time. You know what? I'm not going to be able to show up this time. You know what? There is no way that I can take this on. You know what? I am at capacity. You don't have to explain to people your financial situation. Can I tell you something? You can have the money and be at capacity. Boy, if this was Monday night, I would be dropping the mic. A lot of times we think that the only reason we can turn people down is because we just can't do it. No, there are some times that you need to turn people down because you don't want to do it. Because it's not time to do it. Because it's not your priority at this moment. And see, this is where we get a little iffy because we want to be the good Samaritan. We want to get out there and save the world. But hear me, like I said at the beginning, I am not a superhero. Sometimes I'm not going because I don't want to go. I'm tired. I have something else to do. There are other priorities. Yes, I might have the money, but I'm not giving it to you this time because I'm saving it for a rainy day. I have something that I want to do for myself at some point. And so why in the world would I negate and neglect the things that are important to me because you've decided not to handle your business, because you've decided that you want to be a crisis creator, and somewhere down the line I've decided to upgrade myself in the superhero arena. Can I tell you guys something? You are not a superhero. And if you didn't already type it into the comments, you better type it to give yourself a reality check. I am not a superhero. And so for those of you guys that might still say, but I still think I'm a superhero. I still think I have the capacity to come in and save the day. For those of you guys that allow people to come in and guilt trip you. For those of you guys that allow people to come in and make you feel like, well, you remember when I helped you out. And so now all of a sudden they use that obligatory sense of responsibility. Well, she'll give it to me because now I know she knows what all I did for her. Listen to me. You better tell yourself and somebody else, I am not a superhero, and I am certainly not your superhero. Stop allowing the mistakes and the drama and the crisis that other people make you involuntarily have to give up your priority, have to make you give up what you're focused on, have to make you give up your resources because they have no intention of doing anything different. Now, I know this is a hard word because we like to be superheroes. We like to save the day. We like to be the one, the fallback guy. We like to be the do-it dude. We like to be that person, the go-to girl. But at some point, we have to realize that we can't give people what we no longer have. And I'm going to take it a step further. We can't give people what we need for ourselves. That's a mic drop. I know it's not Monday, but listen, I need somebody to drop some mic emojis. Somebody should type that in. I can't give you what I need for me. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. I can't give you what I need for me. I'm giving you my happiness, but I need to be happy. I'm giving you my resources, but I need my resources. I'm giving you my peace of mind, and I need my rest. I'm giving you things that I need for myself. You better tell yourself, I can't give you what I need for myself. And a lot of times we fall into this victim role. We become victimized by these crisis creators. We become victimized by these life leeches. We become victimized by people that know how to manipulate us by obligation, and they create things, they create crisis, they create needs so that we'll jump up, slap on the S, and go save the day. But can I tell you, I can't give you what I need for me. And so this is what we do. We give all of our advice to people, but listen, we need to be encouraging ourselves. We give all of our finances to people, and then we turn around and we don't have enough money to take care of the things, not just that we need, but that we want. We turn around and we give all of our energy into people that are hell-bent on being in the situations that they want to be in, and then we wonder why we don't have enough energy left for ourselves. I can't give you what I need for myself. I hope I'm helping you in this midweek motivational moment. We're talking about I am not a superhero, and I want us to deal with what really happens when you try to save everybody. Now, this is our reality check. So I'm going to begin by giving you guys 5 characteristics of real superheroes. Those of us that somehow feel like we have this magical capacity to become superheroes, well, let's weigh ourselves by what it really takes to be a superhero. And now we know that superheroes are fictitious. We know that. But a lot of us, especially if you're like me, and I am a Marvel fan. I love watching superheroes. Who doesn't love people that can come in and save the day? But can I help you today? This is our midweek motivation. And today I'm giving us a reality check. I am not a superhero. Once we get this into our psyche, once we get a psychological manifestation of the fact that we are not superheroes, it will help us learn how to put people in their place and how to get a different perspective of what we can do, or what we are positioned to do. Oh man, I can't even repeat that, but I got to watch the replay. Listen, once we are able to put people in their correct place, once we are able to give ourselves the right perspective, we can then prioritize what we are positioned to do. I hope I'm helping you guys today. And so I'm going to give you guys 5 characteristics of superheroes so that we can stop walking around thinking that we are superheroes, so that we can stop allowing other people to sucker us into being their superhero. One more time, you better tell yourself, I am not a superhero. Mother Heilig is in the house. Thank you so much for joining. So, number 1, these are 5 characteristics of real superheroes. And I want to see how well we, with our superhero trying to be selves, match up to them. Number 1, superheroes have supernatural powers and abilities. That's the first thing. Superheroes have supernatural powers and ability. What that means is they are able to do things outside of their human capacity. They have super strength. They have supervision. They have super hearing, Superheroes have supernatural abilities, meaning that they can do things outside of human capacity. Number one, the reason why we know we're not superheroes is because we have human capacity. Can we tell the truth? Even the Bible talks about the fact that it is his supernatural, it's his natural, super on our natural that makes it supernatural. It is not us, but it's the person that's within us. That's why it talks about greater is he that's within me, because in and of ourselves, we are just natural. We have human capacity. And a lot of times we think we are superheroes, but we don't have super strength. We don't have the strength to carry mountains. We don't have the strength to carry everybody, their grandmama and their granddaddy and their uncle's burdens on our backs, because we are not superheroes. We have limited capacity. Superheroes have supernatural powers. That means they don't need to sleep. They don't need to eat. They can just run, run, run. We have human capacities. I hope I'm helping you guys. Superheroes have super strength. They can carry the whole world. Superheroes can do this. We cannot. Even the word tells us that we need to carry our own cross, just ours, because he realized that we have limited capacity. And I'm telling you guys, sometimes we think more highly of ourselves than we ought, and we wonder why we're so burdened down. We wonder why we are so fatigued spiritually, emotionally, psychologically. It's because we're trying to be superheroes with human capacity. Listen, if it was Monday night, I would drop the mic and say, you can't be a superhero with human capacity. Can I say that one more time for the people in the back? You can't be a superhero with human capacity. I'm telling you, I am not a superhero. And you have to tell yourself, when I look at the characteristics of superheroes, they have supernatural capacities. They have supernatural powers. They can leap tall mountains. They can fly. They have laser vision. They can see x-rays straight through people. They can hear things billions of miles away. Listen, we're not superheroes. We don't have spidey senses that are able to translate all over the world. It's enough to try to make sure that we're keeping guard on what's going on in our own homes. So you better tell yourself, I am not a superhero. So number one, superheroes have supernatural powers. We have human capacity. And so us, with our human capacity having selves, have to realize when too much is too much. I hope I'm helping. Number two, what characteristics do superheroes have? Well, superheroes have secret identities. Hear me now. See, when superheroes are done saving the world and being everything to everybody, do you know what they can do? They can take off their superhero cape and they can put on regular clothes and glasses and become Clark Kent. Oh yeah, they can become Bruce Wayne. They can become somebody else completely. So can I tell you why we're not superheroes? Because when we wake up the next day, we're still us. We still have our same identity. We still have our same flaws. We still have our same weaknesses. We still have our same family we got to deal with. We still have our same financial issues that we have to deal with. We're still the same us. So a lot of times we're out there trying to be superheroes, but we don't possess the characteristics of superheroes because we were not meant to be superheroes. We were meant to be humans in our capacity who knows a supernatural God that's able to do exceeding and abundantly above what we can ask, think, or imagine according to power that works within us. But we in ourselves are not superheroes. Superheroes can turn this thing on and off. Oh yeah, they can just go back to being somebody else completely change their identity and not even be recognized. But when it's us, guess what? When I wake up tomorrow, I am still me. When you look in that mirror 5 minutes from now, you will still be you. Superheroes can put it down and pick it back up. We don't have the capacity to completely dismiss people and pretend like we're somebody that we're not. Just completely change our identity. Well, I'm going to save them this time, but tomorrow I'm going to be somebody new so they won't know to come to me next week about it. They won't come at me next month. No, you're going to be in the same address at the same place and they're going to come right back to you because you are not a superhero. I hope I'm helping you. This is a wake-up call. I'm talking about 5 characteristics of real superheroes so that we can stop trying to take the role of superheroes, trying to be everything to everybody in our limited capacity. Number 3, superheroes usually have independent wealth and unlimited resources. Now, people, let's tell the truth. I know that we all strive to be wealthy, and I know wealth is a state of being. But let's just talk about bank accounts and resources for a moment. I don't know that many of us have unlimited wealth, independent unlimited wealth, and unlimited resources. And yet we roll around acting like we're able to save the world. Everybody can come to us with their problems. Everybody, you got a bill need to be paid. I got it. You need help being bailed out of jail. You need your rent paid. You need that to be handled for you, honey. I have unlimited independent wealth and unlimited resources. So bring your burdens to me. But then all of us would jump up and say, no, I don't. Yes, you are, because you're giving people access to you. You're giving people unlimited access to you. So obviously you have independent wealth, and I'm telling you, unlimited resources. And a lot of times we set ourselves up for people to depend on us. But I told you guys at the beginning, support is limited. Now, I know we want to think that everybody can always jump in and help us, but let me tell you guys something. Support is limited. The sooner we realize that, the better off we'll be. I'm talking about 5 characteristics of superhero so that we can get ourselves out of that detrimental superhero mentality. I said, number 1, superheroes have supernatural powers. They are able to have strength beyond human capacity. They are able to leap tall buildings. They are able to see past the interior of people. In our human capacity, we get tired, we get weak, we get angry, we get aggravated. We do not have supernatural abilities. Number 2, superheroes have a secret identity. They can put it on and take it off. If tomorrow he doesn't want to be Superman, he will just masquerade around as Clark Kent. If tomorrow he doesn't want to be Batman, he can masquerade as Bruce Wayne. They can take it off when they want and put it on when they want. But guess what? Us, in our own human capacity, do not have the capacity. Well, today I don't want to be me. I'm just going to be somebody else today, and maybe they won't bother me today. No, they're going to bother you because you're going to be the same person. Hey, Arrogant. Hey, Carlencia. Thank you guys that are joining. I'm trying to help us today. We don't have a secret identity, but we're walking around acting as though we can just be everything to everybody and then get mad next month when they come back to us for the same thing. We're not superheroes. Number 3, superheroes have independent wealth and unlimited resources. Now, if we were to tell the truth, I don't care how much we know that wealth is a mindset, a lot of us are not able to have independent wealth and unlimited resources. However, we will sit there and open ourselves up to people and let them run our wells dry. Why? Because we think we're superheroes and we don't think that it's okay to say no. But I'm going to empower you today. Real people say no. Oh, now superheroes, oh no, they're martyrs. They go out there and save the day. They can't let anybody go to waste. They got to help everybody in the world. But that's because they have superhuman ability. But this human right here has the super ability to say no. You better make no your superpower. Man, if it was Monday night, I would drop the mic. You better learn how to make no your superpower. Number 4, I'm talking about 5 characteristics of superheroes so that we can learn that we are not real superheroes. Number 4, superheroes have a headquarters or a base that they can go back to fuel up and recharge and get information. They have somewhere. Listen, Bruce Wayne can go back to the Batcave and he has new suits and new cars and new guns, and he got a guy there that can see what's going on in the city and see where he needs to be. I'm talking about superheroes have a base where they can go and get recharged. Listen, y'all know what we got? Home. We can just go home. And I can guarantee you guys, there's not a new super suit or a new supercar or a new super strength waiting for us when we get there. But a lot of times we roll out there acting as though we have unlimited resources. We act as though we have secret identities. We act as though we have supernatural powers. We act as though we have these things available to us. And so we get out there and we become martyrs. We get out there and we decide that we have the capacity to save the world. And then when we end up wounded, and when we end up tired, and when we end up broke, and when we end up frustrated, who do we get mad with? Surely not the people that's coming to us, because we're the ones that slapped the S on our chest and made it stand for Savior. I am not a superhero. You better reinforce that affirmation to yourself. And that's not a bad thing. You're affirming yourself and saying, you know what? I don't have it all. I don't have all the money. I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the resources, and I don't have the capacity. I am not a superhero. That empowers me because it makes me not feel obligated to be everywhere, to do everything, to be everything to everybody all the time. I hope I'm helping you guys. And number 5, last but not least, 5 characteristics of real superheroes so that we can stop misplacing who we really are is superheroes, for the most part, are indestructible. Oh, no, you can't kill them. They're not dying. They take a bullet and their body just, come back, close back up. Wolverine, you can just slash him up and his body just comes back together. Listen, superheroes are indestructible, but can I tell you something? In our human capacity, we are destructible. You can destroy us. You can destroy our confidence. You can destroy our self-esteem. You can destroy our bank account. You can destroy our relationships. You can destroy our mindsets. You can destroy our vision. You can destroy our progress. We are not indestructible. You can't kill superheroes. Oh no, you can barely hurt them because they have a headquarters, I just said, where they can go back and get recharged, get a new suit, get a new whatever spare parts. Listen, they can just fix themselves up and go right back out there the next day. But us, when you hurt us, we bleed. When you hit us, we may break. Our sanity is at stake. Our lives are at stake when we get out there trying to be a superhero and we have human capacity. I hope I'm helping you guys in this midweek motivation. And so as I close, I want to give you 3 assumptions that you make when you try to be somebody's superhero. And now I told you at the beginning that a lot of us are guilty of trying to be everything to everybody all the time. A lot of us are guilty trying to be people's superheroes. But something came to me today. 3 assumptions. Did you know that being a superhero, it's a little arrogant? If we really were to think about it, and I know we think we're doing the right thing. I know we think we're the good Samaritan. I know that we think that we're out there saving the day, being great. But if you really think about it, it's a little presumptuous to think that we're superheroes. And I want to give you 3 reasons why. Number 1, these are 3 assumptions that we make when we try to be somebody else's superhero. Number 1, we assume that they need to be saved. Something to think about. When you try to be somebody's superhero, do you know that you're assuming that they need to be saved? Listen, sometimes we're responsible for the codependency in our children, in our friends, in our family members, in our co-workers. We are responsible for them being codependent on us. See, what happens is we spend so much time coming through for them, taking up the slack, rescuing them, covering up their lack, that we don't allow their issues of life to teach them a lesson. We don't allow the things that they're going through to teach them anything because we are creating codependency on them. We assume that they need to be saved. I hope I'm helping you guys. How will that boy ever learn how to be responsible if you keep giving him money? How will that girl ever learn that she's got to stand up for herself if you keep jumping in and fight everybody that look at her wrong? How will anybody ever learn how to do what they need to do if we spend all of our time, that's right, enabling them? And so a lot of times, why would that family member ever look for somebody else besides you? Because you keep saying, yes, superhero. Hashtag fake superhero, because the truth of the matter is we are not authentic superheroes. So we just got to tell the truth. Hashtag fake superhero. We've been running out there being fake superheroes all this time. And then we get mad. Well, I don't know why she always asking me for money. I don't know why he always called me to bail him out. I don't know why I'm always their last resort. Child, let me give you a news flash. You're their first resort. They didn't bother going to anybody else because they knew you would try to come in and save them. But hear me. When we're superheroes, we assume that they need to be saved. We don't ever give life the responsibility of teaching them a lesson because we're always in there with our fake superhero self trying to save the day. So listen, I'm going to drop a mic, and I know it's not Monday, but I'm going to post this later. They can't learn the lesson if you're always being the solution. Yeah, let me go ahead. I know it's not Monday night, but I'm going to drop the mic. They can't learn the lesson if you're always being the solution. Hashtag fake superhero. They will never learn how to stand up for themselves. They will never learn how to get a job and stop begging. They will never learn how to not miss those deadlines. They will never learn how to do it themselves if you're always jumping in with your fake superhero self. We better hashtag ourselves today, fake superhero. We're being fake superheroes because I just told you real superheroes have superpower, super strength, supervision. We don't have that. Real superheroes have independent wealth and unlimited resources. We don't have that. Real superheroes have a home base that they can go back to be replenished and renewed, get super capes and super cars. We just got our house. Come on now. Real superheroes are indestructible, but guess what? We bleed, we hurt, we suffer. So hashtag fake superheroes in the house. And we just got to tell the truth. We just got to tell the truth. And so I drop the mic and say they'll never learn the lesson if you keep being the solution. So we're creating all of these codependent people, our children, our grown children. They too big to still be saying, Mama, I don't know how I'm going to pay I don't know how I'm going to eat. I don't know how I'm. Boy, you 30. Are you kidding me? Our family members. And I know we love them, but come on, Uncle Joe, you need $20 again this week. We're enabling people and we think that we're saving the day, but we think that we've told ourselves, we've assumed that they need help, and we're not letting life take them through these things to teach them. A lot of times God is trying to teach people a lesson. Sometimes God is trying to teach us a lesson. But if we were to tell the truth, we couldn't learn the lesson because Mama and them was always saving us. Because Mama and them was always protecting and shielding and guarding us. And then when we got out there in the real world, we were like, what in the world is this? Fake superheroes. I'm telling you, but we got to tell the truth. You can't fix what you won't face. And so we got to turn around and tell the truth. Number two, I'm talking about assumptions that we make when we think we're saving somebody, trying to be somebody's superhero. I said, number one, we assume they need to be saved, not knowing that sometimes life is trying to teach them a lesson, but we're making them codependent by enabling them. Number two, we assume they want to be saved. Now, this is a big one. We're out there trying to be somebody's superhero because we assume that they want to be saved. Let me ask you something. You ever saw somebody or knew somebody or know somebody right now and you know that they are in a relationship that's unfaithful? You know that man is cheating on them. You know that woman is taking all of his money. You know that they're at a dead-end job. You know that the situation and the people that they're with don't mean them any good. You know that they should be living better. You know that they should be doing better for themselves and their children, but it's us that assume we're trying to make them want better. We're trying to make them have better. We're trying to make them do better. And so we spend all of our time and all of our energy. Listen, if you can't say amen, say ouch. If we spend all of our energy trying to make them get in a better situation, and then they complain. I mean, they're complaining about that man is a cheater. They're complaining about that woman won't do right. They're complaining about the job. They're complaining about the people. They're complaining about the church. They're complaining about the ministry. They're complaining about that group. And we just get out there assuming that they want to be saved. So we get out there trying to save the day, but we wondering, but you, wait a minute. I look up a month from now, a year from now, you still with that joker? You still with that chick? You're still dealing with that? What? We realized somewhere along the line, there was a song that said, don't save her, she don't want to be saved. Y'all better take heed to some of this stuff. We assume people want to be saved. So we jump out there trying to rescue them. Just jump in the deep. Oh, Lord, he going to drown if I don't save him. She going to drown. And then we pull them to shore, and then we turn our back. And a week later, they're back out there in the middle of the ocean, running behind that man, running behind that woman, running behind those people again. Who is the person putting themselves at risk? It is us, because we've assumed they want to be saved. But who told us to be that savior? Listen, I know this going to hurt a little bit, but I'm trying to help us today. We look, and year after, listen, can I just go ahead and help you? Save your breath. Save that long email. Save that text. Save your worry and anxiety. Stop it. You were not put here to be somebody else's superhero. You already told that woman she can do better. Girl, you can do better. You need to leave that man. He keep cheating on you, and you selling yourself short. You worth more than that. And she's saying, girl, I'm going to leave him. I'm not putting up with that anymore. And then 2 years later, here she go. He's had an outside baby. He's still running around on her. And listen, she making you think she ain't happy, but she fine. Y'all better hear me. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Y'all sitting there trying to make that man do better. Well, he can't get a good job. So let me just give him all my money. I know my son, and he would do better if he could, but I'm going to just pay his rent this time. I'm going to just give him some gas money. I'm just do this. Some people don't want to do anything different than they're doing. And the number one reason is because they know you're there to take up the slack. They know that they can sit and do all of their complaining, dump it all on you, and there you go trying to save the day just for them to go right back into whatever it was that they were doing happy. I hope I'm helping you guys today. Hear me. Stop assuming that everybody wants to be saved. You're stressing yourself out. Number 3, last but not least, what we assume when we're trying to be somebody else's superhero, we assume that we can save them. That's my last point for today. When you're trying to be somebody's superhero, you assume that you can save them. But listen, a savior, let me define savior before I get off of here real quick. A savior is defined as somebody that can deliver, somebody that can redeem, somebody that can free, somebody that can rescue. Last time I checked the good book, there was only one savior. But a lot of times I told you that S on our chest, we think we are the savior. We assume we can save them. I can help them out of anything. I can get them through anything. I can take up the slack anywhere. I can do it. That's right, Washington. Only Jesus can save them. But we think that we are their savior. We assume that we have the capacity to save them. But I told you guys, we don't have super strength. We don't have superpowers. We don't have super resources. We don't have a super station. We don't have these unlimited resources that we can draw from to save everybody, especially when they don't even want to be saved. And so I'm going to end it by saying, instead of being superheroes, let's be super supportive. And let's stop being superheroes. Let's just be super supportive. And instead of being a superhero, let's be a hero at helping. Baby, you know what? I can help you by listening, but I can't help you pay that anymore. I told you guys it's okay to be at capacity. I don't have it this time. I can't be there this week. No, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, or just no. And so this is Elisa, LaShell, the empowerment specialist, on this midweek motivation to plug in. I hope that in these few minutes that you were able to plug in to this message of empowerment. I always say that I hope it brought you some help, some hope, and some healing. Don't forget to tune in with me next Monday for Mic Drop Monday. My June empowerment series is called The Kingdom Principle, and it's going to teach us how to go to that next level in our lives, in our finances, in our vision, in our purpose. It's going to take us to the next level. I'm going to have special guests every Monday night. So make sure that you join me. If you have not already, make sure that you share this broadcast. It might just help save somebody from being a superhero in their limited capacity. Thank you guys so much for joining with me. See you guys on Monday.